Hey, what is up, you guys? So I know I've been gone for a long time. Like, I have been missing from YouTube, but I thought I'd come back with a banger. So I am coming back with a story time about the time that I did Facebook online dating. And this is like my second experience. And I wanted to share this with you guys because honestly speaking, that shit is horrible. That shit is horrible. Like, the fact that I had two experiences that were horrible, and I was like, maybe I'm just choosing the wrong man. Like, maybe my choice of men were just terrible because my experience was terrible. But if you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can be a part of this family, because you know your girl is always lit over here. And if you are an old subscriber, why is my thing like that? If you are an old subscriber, welcome back to another video. Okay, you guys, so I remember just kind of like scrolling through my little messages or whatever, and this one guy, he was older. He was like 38. So I'm thinking, because you know he got some age on him, like he was gonna be mature, you know, everything was gonna be cool, everything was gonna be good. So we started talking, and you know, conversations were very good. He was an amazing like communicator. Like he called me, checked up on me, made sure I was good and everything. And I'm like, I was feeling him. So he had told me that he worked with kids, and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm a mother, you know, I had kids, but he worked with kids. He had kids of his own, and he worked with like a basketball team or something like that. Like he worked with kids, and he was like a basketball coach. So I'm like, oh, okay, you know, that's a plus. He worked with kids or whatever. So we were supposed to meet up, and it didn't go as planned. But then one day he was like, oh, you know, I'm close by you, so let's meet up or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I just remember, you know, going down there to go visit him, and you know, I'm just like, okay, cool. You know, I was happy, nervous or whatever. So we get into the parking lot of the place that he was at. He was like at a basketball place, and it was just full of kids and full of, like older people and kids. So he comes out, we introduce each other, and this is the first red flag that I should have been like, I should have ran. Like, I don't know why, this was a huge red flag. I just noticed like he was just like too touchy-feely. Like too touchy-feely. Like he gave me a hug, and then the hug kind of moved to like him trying to kiss me. And I'm like, we don't even know each other. And then it was awkward. Like, it was so awkward because the fact that like there was like kids in the parking lot, and I'm like,
sir, we can't be doing this in a parking lot full of little kids. Like,
it was just weird energy to me. Like, it was weird because I'm like, you don't see these kids, and you trying to be feeling on me and touching on me, and like, first of all, you don't even know me, and then you trying to put your lips on me, and I'm just like, what the like, whoa, like, it was just like, it just turned me off, because I'm like, I don't like when people try to kiss me when we don't know each other. Like, I don't know where your mouth been. So we're gonna fast forward. So I got in the car, like when we were leaving or whatever. I kept telling him, like before that, I kept telling him like, man, I don't feel comfortable with you, you know, trying to touch on me, hug me. I'm like, this is weird to me. So I'm getting ready to leave, but as I was leaving, something told me like to just speak up and let him know how I feel. Cause I'm like, I'm gonna do it. So I texted him and I told him like, we need to talk. Like we gotta talk. So he ended up apologizing for being like overly, like just not respecting my boundaries, and he apologized for it. Like he went into a whole rant of like how he felt sorry. He apologized, and he was like, I'm never gonna do this again. So I'm like, okay. So just like in the midst of that, we were just, you know, always communicating, talking. Then some other things kind of came into play. Like I noticed that like during our conversations, like he always talked about like his baby mama. Like he talked about his baby mama so heavy, and I'm like,
I don't really care about your baby mama. Like,
now let's talk about me and you. Let's talk about us. But like every conversation and every time he called, it would always be like,
hey Kayla, guess what happened today? So tell me why my baby mama did this and my baby mama did that and da 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 da.
and I'll be just sitting there like, man, like I don't give a you know, mind me, I never was the type of person that like kind of like went on with the conversation, like went on, you know, like talking about my baby daddy and things that he did to me. Like I just didn't want to do that because I feel like that's toxic, and that's just kind of like bringing old energy into a new situation. And I just didn't want that to get in the way of, you know, like me and this other person. So I told him, I'm like, yeah, you know, you talk about your baby mama so much, like you do, like, do you still got feelings for her? He claimed that they were like married, but I guess like in his culture or whatever it was, they don't consider it as like marriage. They just something that they do. I'm not too sure what it is, but like they do some type of ceremony, something that they do, and they're married, but just not without, like, you know, like how we do papers and stuff. Like they said, they claimed they didn't do nothing like that. I'm just like, oh, okay. Then it just got a little bit deeper than that. Got a little bit deeper. So then he started telling me like about one of his other children. And I just don't want to get too deep into it. But like, I started to put like little pieces of puzzles together. Like, something just really was not adding up. He had told me a story, which I'm not going to say. I'm not going to put their business out like that. But I'm assuming that the child had went through something traumatic as a child. And it affected this child, like, and the child in their older, like, adulthood. And like, the way that it kind of went down, it really made me sit there and think, like, why would a person do what this person did? Like, this child felt as though, like, I wish I could say it, but I just don't feel right saying it. But that situation was like really messed up, and it really made me, I really like sat there and thought, like, did he have something to do with this, or is he telling me a story? Because the child did not mess with him. Like, he said that they didn't have a good relationship, all types of stuff. So I'm like, this don't make no sense. Like, why would your child not like you? If you were an amazing father, why would your child just all of a sudden not like you? Like, it was weird. Like, it was weird. And then none of his baby mamas like messed with him. Like, none of his baby mamas, like, they did not have any connection with him. So to me, that was another red flag. So me being me, listening to my friends were like, you know, you just being paranoid. Like, give him another chance. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give you another chance. So we ended up going on a date, y'all. And this is where I literally, like, when I tell y'all this, y'all gonna be like, what the? So we had planned this date to go to the movies. Mind y'all, I was excited. I was kind of nervous. You know, I'm going and picking out my outfit, trying to get cute or whatever. We met up at the movie theaters. And when we first got to the movie theaters, I don't know, like, I just had like a weird vibe, like this weird odd vibe, but I kind of brushed it off a little bit. I'm like, okay. So we get in the movie theaters, everything was cool up until I started noticing, like, his personality. Like, so we get up in there. I feel like because of his age, he was trying to act young and trying to appear like he was young. Just like, he was just doing, like, you know, like that little pimp walk. Like, he was doing a little pimp walk, and I'm just sitting there like, what is you doing? Like, it was the most goofiest, silliest thing. And then during the movie, I noticed that he was just talking too much. And I'm just sitting there like, can you just shut up? Like, I wanted to tell him, like, shut up. And then he just kept kissing me. He just kept kissing me. And I kept telling him, like, no, like, I don't want to kiss. There's people in here. You're not my boyfriend. Stop kissing me. He just wouldn't stop kissing me in front of all these people. So it gets dark in there. And then I remember sitting my drink down. I took another sip of my drink, y'all. And then actually, you know, I just started feeling funny. I just started feeling real funny. Like, I feel kind of dazed. Like, I started to feel kind of like dazed and like dizzy. And I'm thinking, like, okay, maybe it's just, you know, like the pop. Maybe it's giving me anxiety because I do have anxiety. So I'm like, maybe it's giving me some type of anxiety. I just remember like feeling weird. And then next thing you know, I'm like, I gotta go. I'm like, I don't feel right. I kept telling him this, like, I don't feel right. And in the midst of me telling him, like, I don't feel right, he kept kissing me. Like, he just would not stop kissing me. And I'm like, what's going on here? Like, I just felt confused. I'm like, what is going on here? And I'm like, he couldn't have put anything in my drink because of the fact that I'm like, my drink was sitting right there. It was actually like, he was sitting in a chair right here, like right here, and I was sitting in the chair, like this is me in the chair. My drink was right here. But I do remember a couple times like he was putting his hands, you know, over my shoulders. I'm just like, ain't no way he could have put nothing in my drink. Like, ain't no way. So I get up, and as I'm getting up, I'm still feeling like weird. Like, I'm feeling weird. And I'm walking out the movie theaters. Next thing you know, I just kept feeling like I wanted to go to sleep. And I'm like, why am I sleepy? Why do I feel sleepy? Like, I'm thinking like, what is going on? So as I'm walking, I'm starting to get confused. And I'm like, where am I? I'm like, who are you? Like, where am I? And I'm thinking at this time, I'm thinking like maybe my anxiety was just kicking in and it was causing a little bit of confusion. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna try to cool myself off, and then we can get back to the movie. But once I got in that bathroom, I felt okay. Like, I felt fine. And I'm like, okay, like, this don't feel right. Like, I don't feel right. So I come out the movie theater, and then I go over to him, and I just look at him, and I was confused. I'm like, where am I? What's going on? Like, what is going on? I kept asking him that. And he was like, do you need me to give you a ride home? Like, what's your address? Give me your mom's address. Give me somebody's address. Are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, nah, I don't feel right. Like, I'm like, can you take me home? And I just felt so off. Like, I felt like something was telling me to leave. Like, something was telling me to leave. So we get outside. This is where it gets strange. Like, I knew the area I was in. Like, I knew what area I was in. And for some odd reason, at that moment, I was so confused. I was looking around. And when I say, like, I felt like I was in a daze. Like, I feel like I was in a daze. My vision even looked different. My vision was like, it looked like, you know, the filter, like the clear, like the smooth filter, the smooth filter. My vision looked like that. Like, everything around me looked smooth, and I was so confused. I had completely no idea where I was at. I'm sitting here looking at him. I'm scared. Like, when I saw him, I don't know why, I just felt the most evilest, like, it was a very evil spirit that felt so overwhelming that it just did not feel, something just did not feel right. And I'm literally sitting there like, where am I? Like, I kept asking, like, where am I? I don't know where I'm at. I'm like, where am I? And he's like, do you need me to take you somewhere? What do you want me to take you to? I can take you somewhere. Are you okay? You want me to take you somewhere? And I'm like, no. So I'm like, okay, let's go back in there. I told him, I'm like, let's go back in there, because I'm like, you spent your money on it, so let's go back in there and sit down. And then, so as I'm walking, literally, I felt a force telling me to get up out of there. Like, get up out of there. So I get a call from my kid's school saying that my son didn't get on the bus, and that they needed me to come back because he didn't get on the bus. And I'm just sitting there thinking like, okay, this is God telling me to get up out of here. For some reason, God is telling me to get up out of here. Like, God is telling me to go. So I just felt this. It's just like the feeling, y'all. I wish I could explain it, but it was not a good feeling at all. The feeling was not good at all. So all I remember is I told him, like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. And something kept telling me in my mind, like, get up out of there. Get up out of there. Get up out of there. Y'all, why when I got him in my car, right? He ends up going back. He went back into the movie theaters to get a refund. Why did I get back in my car? As I started driving off, that strange feeling left. Like, the feeling that I was feeling, dazed out, weird, confused, completely left. And when I say I drove off so quick, I literally, man, I probably ran a red light. I drove off so quick. And that's when my body fell back to normal. Like, I started to feel like I was going, like, coming down and feeling normal and stuff. And after that, I'm like, let me do some research on this man. Let me do, and I was doing research on him, but I didn't really look at certain things like I should have. I did some research on this man. Come to figure out, this man had a case on him for over like $500K for some, I'm telling y'all, like, he some off the wall stuff that I'm assuming that he was going to court for, and he had owed, like, I'm assuming like his baby mama over $500,000 for something, some case he had going on. And I'm just like, the more I read, the more I was like, God told me to get out of there for a reason. God did everything for a reason, and I'm so glad that I got out of there when I did, because he had so much stuff on there, and I'm just like, this, I wish I could say, y'all, what this man was wanted for, what this man had did. Like, I really wish I could tell y'all, because if y'all would have seen it, y'all would have been like, I know my facial expressions, but this is really how I feel. Like, I'm like, I'm so thankful that I listened to my intuitions and I got out of there before I did, because there was also some times where we had met up in between, and he was just so frequent with wanting me to come with him, because he had lived in another part of where I lived at. And he just kept telling me to leave my car and certain, like, and like, just leave my car. We'll come back here in the morning time to pick your car back up. And I kept telling him, like, no, I'm not leaving my car behind to get in your car to go all the way out somewhere, and then I don't have a car, I can't leave, and I'm stuck with you. Like, I'm like, you crazy. So, like, he was really trying to get me to leave my car in, like, random ass places. Like, leave my car in these random places to go with him. And I'm just thankful and grateful that, like, I wasn't that stupid. But this experience was very stupid. Like, maybe God wanted me to share this with you guys to tell you to be careful of who you meet off the internet. People are not really who they say they are on the internet. Facebook is full of creepy, weird men. It's so, like, I feel like they're so desperate and so weird, because this is not my first experience. This is my second experience. And I'm telling y'all, I would never do Facebook dating ever again in my life. But I want to thank you guys so much for staying tuned into this story time video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope somebody out there learned. I'm telling y'all, do not mess with that Facebook dating. That stuff is a whole nother ball part, a whole nother it's scary out there. Like, it's too much going on. It's scary, y'all. Be careful of who you meet off the internet. And y'all, when they show them red flags the first time, believe it. Because y'all, this is really like playing with people's lives, and it's too scary out here. Like, it's very scary out here. So be safe. And don't do Facebook dating. Man, honestly speaking, I don't like none of these dating websites. They all trash to me, and it's just scary. It's honestly just scary. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye.